You should never want to help someone so bad that you begin to suppress who you are.
I mean, it's just the three of us. We got a monkey, a bird. I'm the only other lion out here, and you couldn't do that. That's not my fault. But yeah.
Narnia was kind of like.
But I'm talking.
Those were real wolves talking in Narnia.
That, but they weren't.
Those were actual real wolves. They found they found a pack of animals that could actually talk, and then they used.
What do you say?
I'm joking.
Okay, no. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Girl, Dad, and Popcorn. I'm Girl.
And I am Father.
I thought he was going to say Dad. Hello.
I'm Dad.
He's Mufasa. I'm kidding. And I'm not. Mufasa. Well, no. I would be Simba. Simbani? Or I don't know. Kind of like making me a little...
Yeah, you would be the little granddaughter.
I mean, I know I would be your child.
Right. So...
Would I be... Okay, anyway, but welcome. And we're about to start covering Mufasa. This is a movie breakdown, a movie review. And we're so excited to talk about it. Okay, so Mufasa was directed by Barry Jenkins, who also did Moonlight, the award-winning film for screenwriting, best movie of the year, all of that. And he also did If Beale Street Could Talk. And it was also screenplayed by Jeff Nathanson. And honestly, let's just talk about it. This script, the screenplay of this film is what carried it. And we're going to talk more about that. Yeah. But Pops, let's get into it.
When I hear the word Mufasa, I go back to 94 when you were a little girl. Wow, you were not born.
I was not conceived yet.
That's crazy.
98 squad.
Yeah, your mom she was such a Lion King fanatic. Yeah. She actually had the soundtrack she used to play in the car.
Played it all the time.
So when I think about Mufasa, Earl Jones, he just come to mind because he did the voice of Mufasa. He passed away this year. Rest in peace. Condolences to his family. Died at 93 years old. Just a phenomenal voice. Just a voice of our generation when it comes to film. I mean, he actually did the voice of Darth Vader.
Wow.
One of my favorite films he was in, he co-starred with Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian back in 77, but I just love that film. It's just such a great film. But wanted to bring that up because the gentleman that actually did the voice is Aaron Pierre, actually did the voice of the young Mufasa. It was great to hear him say that the voice of the teenage Mufasa was inspired by James Earl Jones. And Aaron Pierre actually said Jones' performance was a guiding light for channeling the future king's vocals and nobility at a young age. And this is something else that Pierre said. He said, I think my greatest challenge was to discover the adolescent version of this Lion King who has an abundance of wisdom and understanding and perspective. He said, and then he began to ask himself, I was reading, he said, what was the trajectory of that lion? How did the lion arrive at that place? And that was his greatest challenge. And he said he was grateful to Barry Jenkins, the director, for guiding him on that journey. Yeah. And what I find interesting is Barry Jenkins was about to turn down his prequel.
Isn't that the craziest thing?
He was so close to turning it down, but then he came across the script and that's crazy because that's what I love so much about this film. I love the script, how Mufasa was adopted by the family of Taka, who later became his vengeful brother Scar.
How did you feel about his villain arc? How did you feel about his story within it?
Scar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I immediately knew when they was calling him Taka, it was pretty obvious when he grabbed his brother by the paws, the famous scene in 94 when he actually took the life of his brother, took the life of Mufasa. It was just, it was interesting to me because I was just Scar, he really wanted a brother.
Yeah.
And I just love that screenplay, how they wrote that in, that he was loving, he was kind, he wanted his brother, he loved his brother. The same move he made to kill his brother,
It was the same
the
move.
original
Yeah.
move was to save his brother. And it just shows you jealousy and people that become very ambitious, and how Scar father wasn't really a good father. You know, he was pushing his son to pushing him to achieve and have success rather than building character.
Yeah.
Where Mufasa's dad, it was more about building character
Yeah.
than it was about your child achieving. Because what's interesting is that success, how can I say this? What's the term? The term they say, it's escaping me right now. Talent will take you somewhere
That your character will not
that your
keep you. Well, your
character.
character will or not keep you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really what it was about. He was more focused on achievement,
Yeah.
success with his son rather than teaching him character.
Yeah. And
You
isn't
know.
it so interesting that it was like Taka, his character, it was like he was focused so much on the title, but not what fulfilled being the title. Like he was just like, okay, I'm Prince, I'm going to be king, but he didn't have any kingly principles. He didn't have any. And it's like, so when it came down for the test to be like, okay, it's time for you to step up, he didn't have anything because it was just a show of something.
Yeah.
Versus like with Mufasa, he had all of the giftings but with no rapping. But then Taka had the rapping but with nothing in there. Which one's more powerful?
That's good.
You know?
That's good. What's under the gift, what's under the wrappings is
Yeah.
what's most
It can be a
important.
big box, but if it's
Yeah.
empty,
Yeah, that's the thing. And that back to what we were just saying earlier, like that talent, that cover, that rapping can take you places.
yeah.
But at some point, that
When they
rapping
crack
is
open
cracking.
that,
That's what's going to keep you there,
when
not
they
the
when they open up
exterior.
that box and they're like, "What?
This is
You
empty. It's
bamboozled
nothing.
us."
Yeah, you know, we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled.
Not hoodwink.
So yeah. So I love that about Scar, and also the White Lions were awesome as villains.
Them lionesses were
Yeah,
crazy.
King Kairos,
Yeah.
he was gangster. I just love the way they just they basically gave you that backstory of seeing how the Pride lands came about, Pride Rock, even Rafiki getting his stick, and the part that was so compelling and really drew me in too was that Shakespearean origin story of Mufasa and Scar, two best friends, brothers turn rivals, the jealousy because Mufasa wins the heart of Sarabi. So that was just very interesting how, to see how they wrote that in,
Yeah.
how Scar became dark, how he became
And
villainous
this is my question for
because of
you.
jealousy.
This is my question for you. Do you think that he was wrong,
Scar?
Mufasa?
Mufasa?
I mean, with the whole, it was like basically a little love lion triangle. Like, what are your thoughts on the romance and how it developed?
I think Mufasa, he just exemplified humility and thinking of someone else is better than himself. He was really trying to hook his brother up,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's to a fault because you can begin to suppress. You should never want to help someone so bad that you begin to suppress who you are and
That part.
begin to hide who you are,
That part.
because he wanted to hide his gifts, and he had that gift where from afar off he could sense and through smell. I mean, it was just a gift he had, but he wanted the approval of his brother so bad and did not want to hurt his feelings, where he almost lost his destiny because he was so focused on trying to please someone else, because his destiny was to be with I hope I'm not messing her name up.
No.
Sarabi.
Yeah, because I really believe that Mufasa, he grabbed onto the identity so much more as Stray than his actual name. Because if you caught it, like the father of Taka, he called him, he was like, you know what your name means, Mufasa? It means king. But Mufasa never carried, he never held to the identity of his name king. He held on to the identity of what people called him, which was Stray. And so it was just like when you feel stray, you feel like you're always on the outside, like you're an outsider. And so I feel like he didn't feel like he deserved the love of Sarabi. Like he didn't feel like he deserved that. So it was like, okay, this man, he's a king and this woman's a queen. So I need to get this king with her so she can have a, but little does he know that his name, his identity is king. And so it was like, and then not only that, but also with the love story, if she ain't digging you, she ain't digging you. Back up. So it was just one of those things where she was, coming after him, rubbing, the little rub the head thing. And it's like, sir, I'm so sorry. Like you lost. And it's like, you can't force a woman to
Right.
love you.
Right.
And that's what he wanted to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because here's the thing, you can pass the ball all day, but if you can't lay it, I mean, it's just the three of us. We got a monkey, a bird. I'm the only other lion out here, and you couldn't do that. That's not my fault.
Exactly.
And then you want to bring these white lions over here. It was a monkey and a bird, and it was us two. I'm so sorry.
That was it.
And that was it. I gave you so much time.
Exactly.
I gave you so much time.
And Scar was selfish too. You know what I'm saying? He knew she wasn't feeling him.
You knew it because he didn't know how to talk to ladies or nothing.
Nah, he was just messed up.
All he knew how to do was sleep like his daddy. So it was just like he was like, okay, we gotta sit here. And then when it came time to protect the pride,
Right.
who was the one who knew how to do it?
Mufasa.
Come on.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's keep.
Yeah. So that script. I just really enjoyed the script. I enjoyed how with the prequel how they just explained everything and. The voices, I think everybody did a great job. Blue Ivy, Beyonce.
Her voice acting was out of this world. Like it was so good because a lot of times when you have a parent who's a celebrity and who's known, like it's like you can almost feel that like, oh, like am I gonna be, but she did such a phenomenal job and I'm really looking forward to her like doing more work because her voice acting, like it was very mature. Like she could have been in like the first Lion King. Like her voice was really great because voice acting isn't as easy as people think it is.
It's not. And I think that it'll be interesting that she may have found her footing. She may have found her path.
So talented.
When you, of course, your mom, Beyonce, your dad, Jay-Z, it could just be some challenges there trying to find your footing. But she did. It was remarkable.
Yeah.
She did a remarkable job.
But can I say one thing? If I can be honest, the one thing that did not sell for me, I did not appreciate the CGI. The CGI looked really cheap and almost like Roblox a little bit to me. Like, it kind of looked like an early 2000s Minecraft thing in certain parts. But what I will say is that the screenplay was so good to the point where I could ignore all of it.
Right.
And so literally Jeff did his job on that.
Right.
Because when it first started, I said, okay, what we about to do?
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll give my growl. I said,
Okay.
we're going to give a glow.
okay.
And then, because this is the Lion King, we're going to give a glow and we're going to give a growl.
Okay.
Actually, my growl was I wasn't and I'm not crazy about the computer animation versus the hand-drawn animation that was in 94. And a lot with the live movies now, I enjoyed the film, but I think I enjoyed 94 more because you got to think about it. They had photorealistic lions. So they couldn't get on two legs and like dance. They just kind of had to do everything like a photorealistic lion, straight up. Even when they was smiling and singing and hitting high notes, it was something about the hand-drawn. When you do hand-drawn animation, it's like in certain parts, they could stand on two legs, kind of like, and sing songs and bring that human element in.
But
You
you
know
know
what I'm
my
saying?
pushback on that.
That's just, I'm
My
not crazy.
pushback on it
What's
is
that?
like Narnia. You had Narnia, those wolves were talking. Come on, the beavers were talking. So I just think that Disney could have put a little bit more work.
But
And
this
that,
was animation, though. I mean,
but yeah,
Narnia was kind of like,
but I'm talking about
those were real wolves talking in Narnia.
that. But they weren't.
Those were actual real wolves. They found
But
this.
no, they
They found a pack of animals that could actually talk, and then they used.
that. What do you say?
I'm joking.
Okay, no, okay. Like,
No, I'm joking. No, but the thing with Narnia, I hear what you're saying. It's
Narnia,
just
Jungle Book.
yeah, but they had the human element there though too
But
with
I'm saying, but
Gabriel.
even the animals that they use were just so much more
Yeah,
like. Because
yeah,
if you telling me live, like that looked like a
yeah.
video game.
Yeah, I just like, I think it's just preference. I just kind of like hand drawn
Yeah.
animation because, I'm a bit old. Back in the early
Really?
80s, 90s, but you with the new computer animated things. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's get to rating. You first.
You know, being honest, when the movie first, not me sitting back, us both crossing our arms doing this rating is crazy work.
That's the ratings disposition. Ratings.
If I can be honest, when I first went into this film, I was going to give it a 2 because I really didn't like the way it was animated. Like I feel like if they would have animated it a little bit better, this movie would have been a 10 out of 10, a 5 out of 5 for me. You know what I mean? But I feel like but because the screenplay was, y'all, the storyline was so good. It had you on the edge of your seat, like what's about to happen next. Like it was phenomenal, so mature. You can pull something from it. It was so good. And so I would say a 2.5.
That's crazy. That's
3.
crazy.
2.53. Like I would say, because I can't say 2, which is reluctantly go and see it.
But you can say eagerly.
The only reason why I wouldn't say eagerly is because because that's the thing. I want to say, actually, that's why I give it 2.5, because I'm saying go see it. I'm not saying you better go get that ticket, but I'm actually, no, I give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 because the story, no, because, and see y'all,
Make up your mind.
when y'all watch it though, when you watch it, like, you'll understand what I'm saying, because like in the beginning, you're kind of like, okay, like this is kind of crazy, but yeah, so I'll give it a 3
Yeah.
because the screenplay was so phenomenal. So solid 3.
Yeah, I'm at 2.5. It's interesting that you mentioned that because I'm not saying be reluctant, but nor am I saying eagerly. It's just kind of like, it's a 2.5. You can go see it and kind of give it your own, whatever
Yeah.
you think about it. I'm not going to say not go, reluctantly go. I'm not saying eagerly go, just kind of
Yeah.
like
Go.
go check it out. Christmas time, go check the film out.
Yeah.
I think the story was really good.
The story was phenomenal.
And
The
regardless
story
if
was a 5 out of 5.
the story 5 out of 5, and regardless if you want to see, them standing up like humans or just kind of walking like a photo, like a real line or something, it's up to you. You might want to see them walking, talking, and when they hit the notes with handwritten, animation, when they hit that notes, they'll be like, or you can look at the the real looking lion mouth when it's just like, it's up to you. 2.5.
That's crazy. Not you coming at me for my 2.5.
Well, that's why when you said 2.5,
You
I was
felt it.
like, that was
We
crazy
were
because
in
we were there.
agreement.
Then you kind of walked out of
I
agreement.
walked out. I did. I bumped it because this is what it is, y'all. And this is what we'll say. Wrap it up. We're out of here. The animation 1 out of 5. I'm 1 out of 4 because we have 1 through 4. We'll put our ratings down below. 1 out of 4 for me. But the story was 4 out of 4.
You're giving it 4 out of 4. I got you.
And so you have to, you know,
I got you. Makes sense.
yeah.
All right.
But y'all, it was so lovely hanging out with you all, and we'll see you at the next film.